Two T's and a Fee, a show dedicated to improving the quality of your life. So please comment,
like, subscribe,
and share
with all your friends.
Yes, every one of them.
We appreciate it.
And we're going to introduce ourselves. I'm Felicia.
I'm Tracy.
And I'm TD Pitts, here to help you free yourself.
Free yourself.
Free yourself.
Go ahead.
Yes.
So the question we have today is, do you have stress in your life? Ladies, do y'all have any stress? Shit, I got a lot. You can say a little if you want to.
I mean, every now and again, it fluctuates. How about that?
Do you think we've become comfortable with our levels of stress?
I think some stress, yes.
And function in the stress.
I think we do function in it. I don't think we function effectively.
Do we? You think so, Trace?
I think that we think that we are dealing with our stress in a positive way, or we are, I'm functional. I'm stressed, but I'm functional. Mm-hmm. And that can be dangerous.
Extremely. So our question for you today is, what is your comfort level with your stress? And our resident expert here, Miss Tracy, is going to talk to us about that.
Well, what I wanted to talk about today was your stress and your comfort zone. We're going through a really trying time right now in the world, not just the United States, but the entire world. And a lot of us have comfort zones, like we're comfortable, and we could be in the worst job in the world, but we're comfortable there because that's what we know. Or we could be in a toxic relationship, but we're comfortable there because that's what we know. And unfortunately, staying in your comfort zone can be stressful, number one. But number two, trying to come out of your comfort zone can also be stressful. For example, me doing this show is totally out of my comfort zone.
Really? Well, let us know how far. It was far out. You see that, T? I mean, way out.
Total. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Y'all done?
Yes,
we weren't ready.
We're sorry.
Okay.
We're sorry. Okay.
Because I'm a behind the scenes person. I like to make other people look good. I like to here. I did everything. Here you go. There you go. Because I don't need the accolades. I don't need all that kind of stuff. But as I'm going through life, as we all do, I see I need a change. I need to make a change.
Yes.
And a positive change.
Yes.
So maybe I thought
I like these words.
Maybe I thought I could do it by myself. And maybe I tried. Maybe I didn't. Maybe some people say, well, I didn't see you trying or whatever. Mm-hmm. You know what? It's not about them at this particular point. It's about you.
It is.
If you feel like you tried and maybe it didn't work or something happened, don't let other people put you down because you tried. Mm. You know how many people out here are not even trying? Not to mention the people that are telling you what they're telling you.
Too many.
A lot of people like to keep you where they are.
Or where they're comfortable with you being.
Right. And if you're not comfortable there, I mean really not comfortable there, then maybe you do need to come out of your comfort zone. Mm. And I understand it can be painful for some people. It can be, of course, it's scary. I mean, life itself is scary. You know, you may not think it, you may not even want to think it, but it really is, because when you step out the door, you have no idea what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. You know what you want to do. You have plans, you have dreams, you have goals. That doesn't mean they're going to happen. And, you know, you kind of have to make them happen. Mm-hmm. So how do you do that? If you need a comfort person, if you need, backup, everybody needs that. I don't care what they say.
Support.
Because I'll be the first one to say it. I don't need all that. But but you have to be real with yourself. And in a sense, some things I do need. But it's more important that you realize that the stress that you've built up, or you're building up about coming out of your comfort zone, is not necessarily a bad thing. Because stress, there's bad stress and then there's good stress or normal stress. The normal stress that we have to that fear you have of coming out of your comfort zone, that may be what you need to get you out of it. So use it to your benefit. If you're really scared about something, find somebody to talk to. Somebody that's find somebody that will listen. And I mean really listen. Not somebody that's doing what she's doing, shaking her head, even though I know she's listening. But there's some people that just shake their head and they're not listening to you because they want to tell you something already before you even get started. Like, yeah, I don't think that's a good idea, but I'll listen. So their mind is already made up. Try to find somebody that's open to just listening to you. Sometimes you just need to talk and really not have anything solved. You just want to get it off your chest, out of your, out of your comfort zone. And a lot of times talking to somebody can be you coming out of your comfort zone. So the reason why I wanted to talk about that is because there's the stress involved with that can be just as scary, because stress can kill. We all know that. We may not believe it, but it can.
I believe it.
It's more than psychological, it's physical. And what you have to try to do is calm yourself. And I mean really deep calming of yourself. And meditation is one good way of doing that. But you have to do surface meditation before you go into deep meditation. And a lot of people think that they can't do meditation. You really can. It could just be simply leaning back, closing your eyes,
And breathing.
taking a deep breath, and just thinking about one thing. Of course, all kind of things are going to come through in your mind, because that's what happens, because you're not used to it. Once you get used to thinking of one thing, then you can really get into deep meditation, which can really, really help you through whatever situations you're going through, because the world is changing, and we got to be ready for it. And we're going to have to come out of our comfort zones to do something different, to be involved, to be successful. And that's what I wanted to talk about today. So I want you to really, really think about what you want to do and how you want to do it and how are you going to get there. So try, even if you have 1,000 kids in your house, try to find some...
Not 1,000.
Try to find some place
1,000.
or some time of the day, night, morning, and just sit and think. Or another thing you can do is when you wake up in the morning or sometime during the day or even in the evening, write down your thoughts of the day. Write down the pluses that happened during the day. Write down the negatives that happened during the day. Look at them, see what they were, see what you can do about them. I want you to concentrate on the positives that happen, because a lot of time more positives happen to us than negatives, but we dwell on the negative. And that causes stress.
It does.
So another thing we need to do is be grateful.
Woo.
For whatever we have. What great big thing we have, or what little itty bitty thing we have. Because if you didn't have it yesterday and you have it today, you should be grateful.
I agree, Trace.
And that's my points for today. Let me take a break because my throat.
Okay. You know what
Any
I thought?
thoughts?
You look cute. I was going to tell you. You do. With your glad, you look cute.
Oh, that's too funny.
You do. That's cute.
I put on my smarts today so I can be smart.
You look cute.
Thank you.
I believe in giving people flowers while they can
So
see them,
sweet,
smell
isn't
them,
she?
know what they're about.
She
And
my
all that.
friend.
So anyway, but I was thinking about, you said out of the comfort zone. T, I think for you tell the story how the transition from being a working girl to an entrepreneur, that's coming out of your comfort zone.
It is.
How was that transition with stress for you?
So, for me, Mine came a couple different extensions because although I was a 9-to-5er, I also was an entrepreneur. For me, it was more about understanding that I can do it versus doing it or not doing it or comfort. And I think maybe they work together because maybe believing or thinking that can I do it is comfort. You know I can do this 9 to 5. That's what I do. You know what I mean? This is where I excel at. But why wouldn't I be able to take those same skill sets and apply them to something that I've created? So you have to understand and begin to learn who you are. And that's how you get a hold of comfort and being able to even step out of your comfort zone. So once you figure out who you are, then you can address your comfort zones. You can address what dirty rock, I always call it the dirty rock, that you need to go and pick up, because that is where your blessing is. That is where your win is. That is where you're going to find more things about yourself that you didn't know is under the dirty rock. We call it, in this household, this family, it's called the dirty rock. And every time you try to not pick up that dirty rock, like nobody wants to go and pick up the dirty rock, but every time you skip it or you find ways to not do it, it's going to continue to present itself, right? So for me, the linear work, the everyday work, the 9 to 5 continued to present itself. It made me uncomfortable. I'm stressed out. I'm at work like, these people are either incompetent or I'm smart as heck or I ain't supposed to be here. One or the other. What's going on? You know, but I'm not crazy or impulsive in a way that I'm going to hurt me or my family. So that is my income. I have to figure out a way. So I have to plan. And for me, comfort and stress are about systems, right? So planning. If you plan better, if you change how you're thinking, okay, this is not working for me. That's where it starts. Here. This is not working. How do I get out? Planning. Now after you start to talk about it internally, then you have to start to implement your systems. If this, then that. And it doesn't matter what happens. If this, then that. And what it was for me is, if I continue to feel like this at this place every day, all day, I keep coming here every day. If I keep feeling this, then that. I have to get out. So I have supports. I have a network. Like Tracy said, I have folks, support systems that help to encourage me to step out. So I didn't step all the way out. I had 1 foot in linear work and 1 foot in entrepreneurship until I had a moment where I was done. You know, I was done, and it's a little bit of risk, right? It's a little bit of just do it. Like Steve Harvey say, hey Steve, just jump. And part of just jumping, again, has to do with understanding who you are. If I fall, what does that mean? I fell and I learned along the way, right? So falling is good. If we never fall or come up short, how do we learn how to do better? So if you fail, it's okay. You take that failure and you learn from it.
Fear of that, though.
Right,
Fear
but
really
be
keeps us-
fearful. Everybody has those emotions. All of us, all 3 of us have them, and all of you guys have fear. It is the action behind the fear. Now, I let's give a roller coasters for example.
I don't do heights.
Right. Okay. You're fearful, right?
Yes.
I'm scared to get in the roller coaster. I have no control. I'm getting up. They gonna drop me.
Yes.
Whatever. Okay. So now, how do you conquer your fear? Well, for me, I'm scared to get up there, but I'm going. I'm gonna do it, and then it's gonna be over with. And then some people are like, I'm not going up there. Not gonna happen. So we all have different actions towards that fear.
Right.
And your actionable may stop you or hinder you from something. My actionable, I may not be here because I'm dead or something. So every action has a reaction and a consequence to it, good and bad. So again, I think that to answer the question blatantly, definitely stressful, but it was which one was more stressful than not? Is it more stressful to continue to come here, or is it more stressful to jump out there and make my own way? And I felt as though that distress, the working stress, was less than the stress of trying to do it. And I jumped, and here I am today. I, been 100% entrepreneur for quite some time now. And again, it ain't for everybody. Entrepreneurship is different than, MBAs and business and things like that. It's a different animal. And I know you hear that, but entrepreneurship is a mindset, and it is a culture. It is a lifestyle choice. It is not a job. It is not, I just own my own business. It has so many arms and legs. It's just incredible. And again, it ain't for the weak. We need people that are employees. We need employees. We need people that are entrepreneurs and innovators. We need business people that function and operate. So we need all these categories of folks. You have to find out who you are and what you want to do. And it's okay if working it is what you want to do. Just understand what you gain from being an employee, what you gain from being an entrepreneur, and what you gain for being in business. They all have, economic factors attached to them, lifestyle factors attached to them, cultural factors attached to them. But what it really is understanding. Understand who you are, what you want to do, and maybe that'll be less stress on your comfort areas. And we're just talking about, I guess, the economic piece of this, but Tracy also mentioned relationships. You may be in a relationship that is comfort. You've been with this guy or this girl for 10 years of your life. Why start over? You know these tricks already. You know this dog or this cat's tricks already. So why get out there and learn some new tricks that somebody else got? It's quality of life. So now is the stress of being in this relationship better than getting out there, maybe meeting something new, something fulfilling, something that's worth everything you've ever dreamed? Or there's a risk that you get out there and don't find any of that. I think that, again, it's not just one thing. There are lots of things that are going to play a part in how you move from your comfort zone, stay in your comfort zones. And overall, it's an interesting space because it has so many elements. It is very individualized. There's not one recipe for comfort and stress or my path. It's different than Fee's path and Tracy's path and vice versa, and they all have their own recipes. So all we can do is give advice as to what we have experienced. And then there are things that are definitely scientific and things that are definitely things that we believe in, that this is your foundation. And what we're talking about is foundational things, along with some of those other recipe mixes that maybe, your gumbo is different than my gumbo. But the foundation of this conversation is pretty frank. Comfort is a state of mind, and you have to get out of your own way, I believe.
I was just thinking about when Tracy was talking about meditation. I don't necessarily think I meditate, but I think I do a lot of things from a spiritual aspect, because I remember when I first started my job, I was a criminal defense attorney. I was a new wife. And I had I had 1 2-year-old to 2 2-year-olds. My stepson and my son are a week apart. And the job was extremely stressful, as you can imagine. And I had to find a way. I remember I think I told y'all this, I used to sit in my car after work for about 30 minutes with nothing. Just no sound, just sitting in the car, because I had to decompress. I had to get rid of, and I didn't want to take that home to my kids, because they too, and they deserve a loving mom that understands they busy, they want to eat, they want to snack, and I just didn't have that after I'm dealing with somebody's life, and then or whatever I'm dealing with here. And then I found myself, that wasn't enough. I found myself, and I still do that today, when I feel that I'm stressed. When I drive to work, because that's my me time, because I still have children. The me time is driving home from work and driving to work. I wouldn't turn the radio on. And now y'all know I'm a music girl. I love music. I had no sound. And I would tell the Lord, then I need you to talk to me.
Right.
I need you to heal my spirit. I need you to tell me where I'm supposed to go, or what I'm supposed to do, or what's going on, or give me the next. So I guess I didn't look at it as meditation. I just looked at it as my one-on-one time with God to talk to my spirit,
Right.
because I needed to. I wasn't settled, and it was funny. I would do it without realizing it for about a week or two, and I'm like, you know what? I ain't listening to the radio today. Everything was quiet in my car, but then I had to analyze what was going on in my life. I needed to get out of that marriage, and or I might have had a trial coming up where I might have had a trial or something coming up, or where I thought the guy was innocent and he's looking at life, So it was a lot. I didn't look at it as meditation, but could that be like a form?
Oh yeah, there's spiritual meditation.
That's a form of meditation, because
There's a thing of spiritual meditation.
being a health coach is not just about eating. It's not just about food. It's about your spirituality.
Right.
And when we meditate and don't even know it, and that's what you were doing. Because my job, to use me as an example, I worked crazy hours because I was in the computer field. I was in the IT field. So I worked 12 and a half hours a night, and then it got stretched out to 13 and a half hours a night. So
at night, Trace?
Yeah. So the times where like you said, my me time was me driving to work or me driving home. Because even though when I got home, people don't understand, when you work night shift, when you get home, you're still awake. So if I get home at like 10 o'clock in the morning, I'm probably not going to go to sleep till like 11 or 12. Now, mind you, I got a son coming home at 2:30, 3 o'clock. So I only have a couple of hours of sleep. Then I have to get up and deal with him. And then I got to get ready and go to work again. Because I did my 40 hours in 3 nights. But people are like, oh, that's great. It's great if you don't have a kid or children, and you're a single parent. Right. Because I had to, when you come home, after I work my 3 days, I'm beat on that last day.
I bet you are.
Okay, so I come home and I'm recovering from those nights. So then, I kind of get myself together on those other two days, and then on the 4th day, I'm preparing to go back to work for my 40 hours and 3 nights. So, and then in between that, my son's got this practice, that practice. He got to go here. He got to go there.
I'm tired listening. I'm like, that's a lot.
So that's a stressful life. Now, granted, I had one kid, and I used to hear, "Oh, well, you just got one. It's easy." No, it's not easy if you have one and he wants to do things.
Who the heck said that?
A lot of people, women that have more than one child, I've heard that, even though I have more than one child.
Right.
Oh, you just have the one. Yeah.
Right. But
first of all, I signed up for just one because I don't know how the queens that got 2 or more handling the business. As much pressure, as much time, as much as this child has taken out of my life, meaning my sleep ain't never been the same since the boy ever hit the earth.
My mom told me it would never be.
Life it's just not about me. I'm still thinking of him. There's some sort of, release because he's older now, but it just,
stop.
How you do that with 2 feet? How you do that with 2?
And I got 3 and a stepson now, so I don't know.
That's interesting.
I need to take sleeping pills, though. I ain't gonna tell no lie, so I can rest for an hour or 2.
So interesting enough, you guys talked about me time. I'm gonna confess, I don't have me time.
That ain't healthy.
I know. That's what I keep hearing.
Not even in the toilet or nothing?
Well, I mean, yeah. Maybe that's my me time.
Girl, don't you go to the potty by yourself?
I do. Well, you know what? Going to the bathroom, there's a mission.
There's a thing to do.
I mean, if you want to say that, then taking a shower, it could be that too. But I'm talking about that time, like the car. You got to ride. It's just you, and you can choose. How you spend that time, or or Tracy talking about, you know, your sections that you were able to grab for the me stuff. I don't even know where you found that part.
Yeah,
but
at night.
but for me, it's not that I don't think that it's that I'm doing a lot of stuff, but I think that my character doesn't allow me to carve out me time. It's something in I have a character issue.
You don't want me time?
I do. I don't. I think I feel like it's selfish.
A lot of women feel that. A lot of women feel that.
I think that I'm working on that. So, which is why I can speak it today. Is that it's okay to say no. I'm talking to P about no, and she's been practicing with me. You know, no, write it in.
You have to say it.
Look, write it and just show it to people.
For your own.
Text
if you can't say it, just hold up and
show. Right, and you don't even know. I be doing all them things. I be like, my somebody come and say something. I be like, oh man, oh man,
no.
And I used to be. I used to be that way, but when you get to a certain point, there's a point where it's called self-care, and things being about me is not a bad thing. No. Things being about you is not a bad thing.
Not at all.
If you have a child, you've taken care of your child, they've eaten, they got food, they're upstairs watching TV or doing whatever the hell they got to do or think they got to do. You have to carve out the time for yourself, and you have to be selfish with that because it's for you.
Yeah, I know the concept. I'm clear on the benefits. I'm clear on the must. What I struggle with is
carving out the time.
Is doing
doing it.
Because I think I can find the time. I think that I have all those other things around making it happen. It is me that's in the way, because I still believe if I don't get dinner prepared, or I don't shut down or prepare my work to a certain point, and then like for instance, my husband just came up with he wants to try to not eat after 9 o'clock.
Okay.
Now we've had that thing pop up quite some time. Either I'm bringing it up or he bringing it up. We are some night timers, okay? We are vampires in this family for years, okay? Now you want to change something for years in like 10.2 seconds. Right. So when he mentioned it, I said, oh, okay, great. But he had started that night when he had said it. It was like 6 o'clock when he said this shit. So I was like, okay. And then I was already out when he had texted. And I was, getting dinner and getting different things and running errands and stuff. So it was like 8 maybe 8:10. And he was like, hey babe, should I just go ahead and find some scraps? Or should I wait for you to get in?
My hair.
All the way over here. And so I was like, I didn't know you were starting like now. Okay. Well, I have dinner, and he knows to ask because he doesn't want me to prepare a whole meal or get because I'm real specific. If I cook, you gonna eat, darn it, kind of thing. So he always wants to make sure before he go do something ahead, and I had already planned. So anyway, I was just like, well, no, if you want to go, if I didn't know we were starting it, sorry. And I felt like, oh snap, I am not. Oh my goodness. And so I sped it up a little bit, and I still got here after the fact, but he started eating and things like that. But internally I'm like, I wanted to make that happen because that's something he said he wanted internally, right? Not that I'm a bad wife or he said something crazy. It's me. So that's on my brain, right? So the very next day and the days from then, and it's like the 5th day of it. And girl, I've been making it. It's been funny as hell. But it's been funny as hell because I'm a nighttime. So I've been looking at the clock like, all right, I gotta do this, and I do my work. And again, because I am that person, I'm the pleaser. I am. I'm everyone first. And again, if you ever hear my bio, maybe on a different platform or so, part of my bio is just about me always doing for someone else. And when I met him, first thing he asked me was, well, what do you want? Well, what are your goals, your hopes and dreams? My first thing out my mouth was like, And then the first thing that popped when I thought about it was, well, I want my son to have this, and I want you to have this,
Right.
and I want to, and it had nothing to do. And he was like, "Yo, stop, pause, hold up,
What
none
do
of that.
you want?
What do you want?" And it took me. I gotta get back to you on that. It took me a couple, and that again years ago, but. Again, that is the process of learning who you are. So for anybody that falls maybe in this category, you know, I may, you know, look like and sound like and all that, but I'm human. I am woman, and I have things that I'm okay with addressing. The goods, the bads, the weirds, the things that I'm in the process of fixing, or the things that I need to address more, or whatever. I'm still working on that whole selfish piece, because we hear the word selfish and it's such a bad word, the way people, you know, put it in context. But I am learning that selfish is not a bad word. Selfish just means self-ish.
Yeah,
Self-me, right? But, whew, child, I'm just a smart girl. But I have to say it to myself. I have to consciously implement selfish.
It's, right. It's how you.
So.
It's how you use it. It's how you do it.
Yeah, right. We're not saying go out there and be like, bump you and bump you. It's about me kind of
I'm
thing.
not cooking this week,
No. Y'all, listen, it's Friday all week long. I'm going to the spot. I quit anything this week. No.
But
Don't do that.
It's something that we as women have been taught,
Yes.
and we're really. I don't want to say just now trying to get out of it, because my mother worked. She worked, but she still made dinner. Like, she had dinner was on the stove. All I had to do was heat it up. I put it on the plate for me and my dad, and we had dinner. You know, but
But I also want to highlight, we always talk about a lot of things come from our childhood and family and things, right?
Yes.
None of that happened in my home, my growing up. You know, my parents divorced early.
Mine too.
So my mom worked. My mom. You know, I ended up, and if you see that Sisters episode, I was my sister's mama, surrogate mama at 8 years old. You know, but you do those things that you saw growing up. You dinner and breakfast, like you cooks, you have these things. Now I don't know if it was like that because you're retired now, but and kind of doing just business. But when you were working in the working sector, did you still do those things?
Yep.
Okay, so for me, I came up with this ideal woman, business, domestic. Like, I already have domestics, right? Because my mom, she cleaned, you know, we were clean. My grandma cleaned for a living, those things. So I had those domesticals, right? But, and I learned how to cook early. My mom cooked for us, but there wasn't like these set things. Like, you know, we weren't like, I almost kind of lit when I hear you talk about, your mom and dad, it makes me feel beaver, lever, you know, my mom come out from work, and you know, there's dinner table set, like there was these regimens.
Well,
I didn't have these
like that.
I didn't have like those regimens. Like, you know, my mom cooked sometimes, she didn't cook sometimes. Sometimes we ate out, sometimes, you know, my dad, I don't know what my daddy was doing. He didn't live in the house anymore.
But
you know,
the thing
so
about it is,
we
it
didn't
doesn't
those.
have to be in your house. Like, it was on TV. The thoughts are out there. Like, the whole women's lib nonsense didn't come up into, I don't want to call it nonsense because some of it's
I
not.
kind of believe
she does.
you.
But you know, I mean, expecting me to do some things like a man, like, yeah, hell no. But the whole concept.
But I have a different opinion of that.
But the whole concept is out there. I know you do. But the whole concept of women doing for others is out there, whether you're working or not working. Like, you're still supposed to be superwoman, whether you're working or not woman.
True.
You're supposed to be able to go to work like you ain't got no kids at home, and then be at home with your kids like you ain't got no job that you just came home from.
Right, but there's some other perspectives too. I think sometimes Felicia likes to hit these other sides. Like, we do all this superwoman stuff, right? And then when we have a tired moment and we need to sit down, and everybody's expecting the superwoman, now everybody like, well, how come you ain't? And now everybody's coming at you, right? And you're like, what the? I just got to work. So now you fussing back, but you created these monsters. You know what I'm saying? So it's so I think overall, I'm not really sure what my where I'm mimicking this from, other than things that I wanted in my household. So I created these monsters. Like Tony told me earlier on our relationship, like, you know, when I did the laundry, I fold underwear. I fold underwear
And do what with it?
and put it in the drawers. When I wash clothes,
You too?
Yeah.
Tracy is more OCD than I am. So listen, you should see Tracy.
Watch it and throw it in there. I don't do that.
Yeah,
Well,
socks. I fold socks.
I am
so
not
when
like these girls.
So when I wash clothes, there's like a wash clothes moment, right? Because I don't want my dry clothes to get wrinkled. So as soon as they come out, they need to be folded.
Yeah.
So I have
You
wash
do that?
and fold scenario.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
I do that.
Okay. Well, there's a lot of different women here you can,
No.
relate to.
When it's in the dry, when I get to the shit, if I don't get there in time enough, it's been dry for 2 days. Oh shit, let me go down here and get the clothes. And then I put them in the basket. I give it to my kids. Y'all put this shit up. They boys. They not folding it. I fold my
Well, I mean,
clothes.
before they did their own, like when they were younger,
Yeah.
you didn't fold.
No. When I put their stuff up when they were so young,
You fold-
I folded their clothes, the shirts, shorts, and jeans. I didn't.
Okay, so anyway, my story.
Damn,
So
Tom,
Tony didn't fold his underwear and things like that. Like they didn't do that, right? So
Kitty
so here's your example. One day I didn't fold his underwear. I didn't fold them,
Okay.
and it was funny because he was just like, "Why you ain't folding?" And it was hilarious because we got this funny relationship. So it wasn't shade or it wasn't him shouting at me. It was just the epiphany that, dang, look at the monster I created. Now his socks got to be, but he does his own laundry when he needs to or what have you. We a tag team. We don't have we got roles, but we don't have what I want to say, roles that can't be intertwined. Like everybody in the household need to know all jobs. we is fully trained around. But I guess I'm saying that to say that, the superwoman that you mentioned that's out there in society or what have you, how much of the buy-in are we creating in our own households? Because we ain't got to listen to the TV. We don't have to listen to these things. But again, we talk so much about fitting in. Even when we talked on the finance show, and you was just like, is it a problem if I don't have this much money? Is my status? Well, that's what society says.
Yeah.
This show right here is about you understanding you within this society and how do you individualize the things that work for you.
Yes.
And then who are you and what kind of stress are you dealing with and what are your comfort zones that you need to pay attention to, address, get out, change, adjust. Because sometimes it's just an adjustment. I am a firm believer in, sometimes I am who I am, right? In certain areas, I just am who I am. What I will do, because I'm an open-minded person, is I will make adjustments. I will be mindful. If you bring something up to me that is not to the liking of whatever, I could agree to disagree, but I will be mindful that this is not satisfactory in this scenario, that scenario, or relationship. So.
See, I'm not like that with underwear, but I'm like that with food. Maybe it's my southern thing. I know you could. I have to have something. I hate people to say they're hungry, and that's I can't stand it.
I got an issue with
and
it
I have
too.
to feed them. Especially even my son's friends that came over, and if they said, "Miss Felicia, I'm hungry," because I don't know what's going on in their house. That's why I had kids in my house, because I know what's going on in my house. I felt compelled to get up and make them something to eat. Now my sons are that way. As a matter of fact, Christopher's I'm too old for a boyfriend, but
He's a man friend.
him. Even a few days ago, he came home and I was sitting on the couch and he in the room, and I know he was waiting to see what we were gonna eat, and I figured it's leftovers in there. It was a lot, right? Because it's just me in the house, me and him now. Because my 21-year-olds are gone, and my 13-year-old was over his friend house. Do you know he came in there? He said, "Fee, you ain't gonna feed me tonight."
He was like spoiled. We created monsters.
You're 46 years old. What you talking about? I'm not gonna feed. He said, "Well, I was thinking maybe we could have some." Yeah, we can order that shit. We can. Here, you want to use my DoorDash? Here's my phone. Do you know I end up still having? Because he just went and sat in the room, and I'm like, then it was stress on me because I'm like, I know he hungry. It was terrible. I'm like, I know he, because I had eaten earlier, because I was just like, okay. So I'll go in there. Okay, Christopher, what do you want? I don't know. What were you planning on getting? Nothing. I'm good. But do you know that I still made sure he ate? I wasn't even hungry. I didn't even eat. But he's 46. Yeah, and
He got a woman.
Now my 13-year-old,
Look, society said he got a
I
woman.
mean, my 13, but I think that was me because I'm so conscious not about folding the underwear, like I said, but food and dinner and making sure everybody has a meal. And I'm just really big on that. Maybe it's a Southern thing. We know we do everything around food. But yeah, when we were talking about that, and Tony's like, "You not gonna fold my underwear?"
That thing is funny.
Chris like, "You not gonna feed me tonight?"
Well,
you 46.
That's funny. The monsters we create. I can't say it enough. So I guess overall, we want to know what kind of stresses and comfort zones you're in. You know what I mean? What are you dealing with out there in your households, in your family, in your business, at work, with your children? I mean, there's levels to kid stress, you know, especially at this day and age. We're worrying also about just life in and of itself, our own lives. Where is life going? And hoping that our kids, our sons, make it through this life to a good old age where they see us out of here versus us seeing them out here. So there's so much stress all over the place that, we need to talk about it. I think stress needs a part 2.
Yeah.
Tracy. So with that being said, we don't want the video to be too long, but please leave us some comments about stress, comfort, ask questions. Trey here has lots of different regimens, and she works really well with essential oils. And if you didn't know, she made me some oils. She gave it to me today. But you can take your essential oils and you can smell your essential oils, bring that thing in and clear your mind and open up your senses. And there's just lots of holistic things that we all believe in here. And Tracy has a beeline to all those things.
Yes.
So please like, share, make comments, share with a friend, someone else that may need to hear us, talk to us. And again, if there is no one else, like Fee always says, you can always reach out to 2 T's and a Fee at questions at 2 T's and 1 E for Fee. Okay? Instagram, YouTube.
Yes.
Check us out.
Facebook. We're on
Facebook. Yes. Instagram.
2 T's
all
and
the
a P.
platforms.
Yes.
Thank you for hanging with us. The length of this video, if you're still with us, thank you so much. We appreciate you making this possible for us to sit here and have our girlfriends talk and share with you guys. Come back and click those notifications so you know when we upload our next video.
Yes.
And we are out of here.